All right, back for another deep dive, everybody.
That's right.
This week, we're strapping on the skates
Okay.
and heading into two really, really close games from Week 8 of the HTFL.
Two games that sound absolutely bonkers from the summaries you sent. Think game-changing calls, improbable comebacks. We even got a guy scoring a hat trick after getting injured.
Wow, gotta love that HTFL spirit, right? Always delivering the excitement on and off the ice.
Exactly. So first up, let's unpack this red versus blue matchup. Chris Taylor, he's tending the goal for red, and for blue, it's Aaron Henry between the pipes. Got all that.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, so boom, 2 minutes in, bam. Rob Berry for red sneaks one past Henry.
Oh, so right out the gate.
Sets the tone, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. You know that's going to be a back-and-forth game from the first whistle.
For sure. But, blue, they don't just sit back. No way. Willie Klein answers back quick. Ties it up with a real beauty top shelf.
Yeah, I saw that in the summary.
Then boom, he gets another. Scramble in front of the net. Classic HTFL right there.
Those scrums in front, they're always...
Yeah, not always pretty, right? Not always textbook, but hey. Gritty goals, they can change the whole feel of the game.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Talk about changing the feel. Second period was a total roller coaster. Mark Braun, he's playing for red, lights the land twice, back-to-back, puts team ahead, but then it's like everyone just caught fire. Goal after goal after goal, trading blows.
It's wild, isn't it? Even though it's recreational, that competitive fire.
It's there, man. It's there. And then this one, you'll be talking about this one for weeks. Chris Fowler, he's on blue, gets absolutely crushed. I mean, slams into the boards.
Yeah, I saw that one. Brutal.
Injured, right. But guess what? Comes back and scores the tying goal.
Wow, that's the kind of story.
Yeah. Pure heart. Right.
Pure heart and, dedication. That's love of the game right there.
Exactly. Game ends at a tie, 4-all. And let me tell you, both those goalies, they earned their post-game drinks. Taylor, he faced a ridiculous 44 shots, stopped 40 of them. And Henry for blue, 27 saves on 31 shots.
Those are some serious numbers.
Pro level, right. You don't see that every game.
Even if the score is tied, you can tell those goalies they're in the zone.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, you ready for game two?
Hit me with it.
All right, game two, we got green versus yellow. Scott McNitt's in net for green, Joe Brennan for yellow.
Okay.
Green, they come out hot. Like, they might just run away with this one.
Really?
Yeah. Gary Henley, he scores first. Then Justin Clark, beautiful play in front of the net, puts green up 2.
So, like a dominant start.
You'd think so, right? But hold on. Yellow, they're not done yet. Not even close. Mitchell Manning, fresh out of the penalty box, breakaway, goal.
Whoa, wait, so he gets out of the box and...
Straight to the net. Shorthanded breakaway goal. Momentum shifter right there.
Oh, huge momentum shift. Can't underestimate those.
And then there's Clint McKay for green. He pots 2, including one off a rebound from, who else? Jesus, Salgado.
Salgado, yeah.
Talk about a back-and-forth game.
Sounds intense.
Oh, it was. But here's where it gets interesting. Mitchell Manning, remember him?
Yeah, the shorthanded goal.
Scores a hat trick in the HTFL. That's pretty remarkable, isn't it?
That's not just good. That's statement game. You don't see that every day in a league like this.
But wait, there's more. We got controversy. Last minute of the game. McKay, got a 2 goals, takes a shot. Hits Brennan, the yellow goalie, trickles toward the goal line. And no goal. Waves off by the ref. And this is a big one. Could have tied the game.
Whoa, hold on. So it looked like it might have crossed the line, but...
Ref says no. Huge turning point. Yellow hangs on to win, 4-3.
Wow, talk about a nail-biter.
A nail-biter and a half? That call's going to be debated for weeks, I guarantee it.
Oh, yeah, in a game that close, that kind of call, that's going to stick with people.
But even with the controversy, you got to admit, that game sounds like an instant classic, right?
Oh, absolutely. High-scoring, dramatic, and to top it off, a call that everyone's going to be arguing about.
You said it. But here's the thing that's really sticking with me. We've got these 2 games, right? Tons of goals, excitement, you name it. But as we're talking about it, it's not just about the score.
It's not just about who wins, yeah.
It's the individual plays, the momentum shifts, the whole story.
The whole story, exactly. It's what makes these games so much fun to dissect.
You're right. And maybe that's the magic of the HTFL. It's the love of the game, the camaraderie, the stories,
It's the whole experience.
It's those moments that make you laugh, make you shake your head, remind you why you love this sport, no matter who wins or loses, right?
Yeah, no matter what. So think about that, listeners. What makes a game unforgettable for you? Keep that in mind as we dive deeper into these games next time. Trust me, there's more to come.
You heard the expert. We'll be back in a flash with even more HTFL action.
It's funny. When you really start digging into these summaries, it's like
you
see the heart, The pure effort these guys are putting in.
Oh, absolutely. It's not just about the score, right?
Yeah.
Like you were saying before, it's the whole story. And these guys are writing some good ones.
They really are. And like that Chris Fowler, the guy who got slammed into the boards, remember?
Oh, yeah. How could you forget that hit?
Brutal, right. But he comes back and scores the tying goal.
Talk about grit. I mean, you can't teach that kind of determination.
You can't. It's that refusal to quit. That's what makes these games so much fun to watch.
And then you got Mitchell Manning lighting it up for Yellow, hat-trick in that second game.
Yeah, that shorthanded goal and then 2 more. I mean, talk about a guy on fire.
Bus felt unstoppable, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's seen the puck in slow motion.
Must. You know, you don't see that kind of performance every day.
And hey, let's not forget about those goalies.
Oh, yeah, those guys were facing a firing squad out there.
Remember those save percentages? I mean, they were peppered with shots.
Peppered. But they stood tall, kept their teams in it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Taylor and Henry in that first game, then Brennan and McNitt in the second. Wow.
It makes you realize how important a good goalie is, you know, no matter what level you're playing at.
Oh, absolutely. They can steal a game, keep the energy up even when they're letting in goals.
Yeah, because even those goals, sometimes you got to tip your cap to the shooter. You know, like sometimes it's not the goalie's fault, it's just an amazing shot.
You're right. It's those little battles, those individual moments that make these games so captivating. The blocked shots, the saves, that hustle to get back on defense.
You know, it's funny you should mention those moments because it brings me back to that controversial no-goal call. The one in the green-yellow game.
Oh, man. Talk about a game changer. That could have tied it up in the last minute.
And, you know, even in a league like this, where it's supposed to be all about fun and friendship, those close calls, those controversial decisions, they can really get the emotions going.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone's out there to compete, right? Even when it's just for bragging rights, those instincts kick in.
And a call like that in a game that close, man, that can be tough to swallow.
You know, it makes you wonder, which one sticks with you more, you think? Being on the winning side of a bad call or the losing side?
Ooh, that's a good one. I'd have to say probably the losing side remembers a little more vividly, you know?
Right. That feeling of what if that can stick with you.
But then again, maybe the winning team savors the victory even more because they know how close it was.
It's almost like those close calls, those almost moments become part of the story you tell afterwards.
Oh, totally. It's not just about the final score. It's about all the twists and turns along the way.
Okay, so we've talked about the heart, the hustle, the close calls. But these summaries, they also show how important strategy and teamwork are.
Oh, yeah. Like in that green-yellow game, remember that goal Justin Clark scored?
Yeah, the one off the nice passing play.
That's not just luck. That's knowing where your teammates are going to be.
It's coordinated, right? It's like they're reading each other's minds.
And that shorthanded goal from Manning, that wasn't just him magically appearing at the blue line. Someone had to make that outlet pass. Someone had to see that opportunity developing.
You're right. So even though these games are all about having a good time, you could see that hockey IQ shining through, that strategic thinking.
Oh, for sure. It's not just a bunch of guys skating around out there. There's a real understanding of the game, and it's cool to see.
It's like even at the recreational level, you can appreciate how complex this sport is.
Totally. And when a team clicks, when they're moving the puck well, anticipating each other's moves, that's when you see those moments of magic, those goals that make you jump out of your seat.
And that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Right.
Those moments that remind you why you love the game. The wins, the losses, the whole experience.
You know, it's amazing how these seemingly simple games can reveal so much about the players, the spirit of a league, the whole thing.
It's like we're getting a glimpse into the soul of the HTFL, wouldn't you say?
I think you're right. And you know what? This is making me even more curious.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into these two HTFL games, it's clear that we've uncovered way more than just scores and stats.
It's the heart, the hustle, the strategy, the individual brilliance, and most importantly, that spirit of friendship that really defines this league.
It's a reminder that sports can bring people together, create lasting memories.
And that sometimes the best victories are the ones you share with your friends.
So we've shared our thoughts on these games, but now we want to hear from you. What makes an HTFL game unforgettable for you? What are those moments that stick with you long after the final buzzer?
This has been Riley Bardown
And Ollie Pilsinen.
This HTFL Deep Dive was brought to you by Selly Boys Hockey Club. Their website is www.sellyboys.com.
And by Superpuck, their website is www.superpuck.net. Advanced Career Institute and Fowler Productions Video Services.